the community puts in an application that says, hey, we are in need of a court for our kids. And then we show up and we work alongside the community to build a cement multi-purpose court so it can be used for basketball, for volleyball, and for soccer. These are people who are farmers and they work with their hands, hard labor. And so when they're lifting up buckets and, doing stuff, and these athletes are, championship level athletes, and they work out every day, but this is a different type of work. So they had to pace themselves. We were learning how to put like towels and things in the shoulders so that we can lift the buckets and not get bruises on our shoulders. So just like the little things we were learning by watching, by observing, by asking questions, where we're doing work. It is hard work. We're picking up sand and gravel and doing that, but also living in whatever way the community typically lives and eating the food that the community typically eats. And so it really becomes, for a lot of the student athletes, their first time traveling abroad or their first time experiencing cultures different from their own.
This past summer, I went to Mamoni Arriba, Panama.
The summer of 22, I went to Los Chiles, which was in Costa Rica. This past summer in Chusiguan in Guatemala.
We went to Los Chiles, Costa Rica.
It was an absolutely beautiful experience from start to finish. By the end of the trip, our hearts were so full from the love that they had poured into us. And when I went, what I so immediately could feel within their community was this joy and presence of every single day. And I think that's something that so often in America we totally lose sight of. It's like, okay, we're so busy and rushed and like ready to move on to the next thing that we can't even be present enough for what's going on right now. What I could see so clearly in Panama was that where their feet were, their hearts and minds were.
They wanted it so much. And so you could see that through how many people showed up to volunteer, the amount of kids that they had. We have little challenges throughout the day to interact with those locals. See what kind of food they like, what kind of hobbies they're involved in and whatnot. There was a lot less, I would say, interaction verbally, but like you could feel the connection through just their attitude towards us and our attitude towards them. They were very welcoming.
And we were just picking up these huge, like 50-pound bags of cement, loading up the trucks, and then getting that mixed up. And then pretty much for 3 days, we were just loading up cement and pouring it down, laying it down on the court. Growing up in the States, we're used to one thing and how things are done here, and then just going over there and really just immersing yourself in that. And that court there is going to be there for 300 or 400 years, like that slab of concrete. And so like a part of me will always be there.
What starts very literally at UT, we went out to Panama and changed their world. I mean, when I think about how much this means to me, it's immense. But when I think about how much it meant for the 250 local people in this tiny little town of Mamoni Arriba, Panama, I think about how giving them a basketball court will change their community for the rest of time, as long as it exists. That is something so powerful, so beautiful.
Outside of their school was just, a grass area and maybe a hill. And now they have a place where people can, express themselves. They can exert energy, not only the kids, but the whole community. It has changed the lives of that community.
This opportunity to just go across the world and do something for a local community that I would never have imagined be possible really led me to believe what starts here really does make that big of an impact on the world.